My name is Jerem Strong, and I was born in Napier, as were both of my parents. My dad's side is completely European, and my mum is almost completely Māori, as much as you can get these days. And her family comes from Mahia, and so we spend a lot of time there because we claim our Māori heritage.
My name is Oscar Cameron. My dad was born in Timaru, South Island, and my mum was in Wellington. My dad's family originally comes from Scotland, way back in the day, and moved to the South Island. My mum's family was probably England somewhere, but not 100% sure on that.
My name is Luke. I was born in Wellington. Both of my parents were born in New Zealand. My maternal grandparents came from England and the Channel Islands. My paternal parents were Pakeha, and my great-grandparents came from England, France and Scotland.
My name is Campbell Fox. I was born in Hastings, New Zealand, Hawke's Bay. My mother's side, my grandparents were from Holland, and my father's side were 2 generations New Zealander, and then my dad's great-great-grandfather was from England. And on my mother's side, my great-great-grandfather was a rich, wealthy noble in Holland who bought the Russian Railway before it turned communist. And my grandmother's side, they were gypsies.
My name's Arne Coford. I was born in Hastings, New Zealand. Both of my parents were born in New Zealand. From my mum's side, there's Australian, Spanish, mostly English. From my grandma's side, mostly from Yorkshire, England. And on my dad's side, it's a lot of Danish. And on the other side, it's probably Irish. Yeah, primarily only Irish. And an anecdote: if you compare me and my brother, he is pretty much. He's probably like the ideal Nordic. He's all the Nordic features, while I'm more of a mix.
Hello, my name is James Matheson. I was born in Wellington. My mother was born in Gisborne, and my father was born in Aoteraoa. So on my mum's side, my granddad, so her father grew up, was born in Toowoomba in Australia, and him and his siblings were quite sort of darker skinned, quite dark hair, and we believe that's probably due to our ancestors in his line being descended from the Huguenots of France, southwestern France, and so they would have had to have escaped religious persecution through to England, then Australia, and now New Zealand. And on my mum's mother's side, so my grandma on that side, as it goes back in time, my ancestors looked more and more dark, and that was also because on her side, I'm 1 over 32 Māori, so my 3 times great grandmother was full Māori, and on my dad's side, pretty much everyone from that side, their ancestry is all from Scotland, Matheson clan, so that's northwestern Scotland.
My name is Callum Darwin. I was born in Hastings, New Zealand. My mother came from Hastings, New Zealand as well, and my father was born in his house in pretty much middle of nowhere. My grandparents came from Croatia. My grandparents came from Croatia on my mother's side, and my grandparents came from UK, Scotland on my father's side. I don't really know where my great-grandparents came from, but other than the fact that they were probably from Croatia and Scotland respectively as well. My family line goes back to royalty, actually. I am directly related to Robert the Bruce, King of Scotland. And on my father's side, I am directly related to Donald Trump.
Hi, my name's Luke Hahn, and I'm born in Nelson. I'm of Korean descent, and I'm the first generation of my family history to be born outside of Korea. My parents were both born in Korea. My dad was born in Kimsan in Korea, and my mum in Seoul, which is the capital. My grandparents, on my mother's side, my grandmother was born in Chinhae, and my grandfather was born in Changhum. And on my dad's side, my grandmother was born in Samle, and my granddad was born in Kimsan as well. Some extra background information on my family history is we all descended from the Han Dynasty, which is one of the largest clans in Korean history, and a majority of the oldest ancestors were princesses and emperors of Korea, and we all descended from one of the Korean heroes called Han Myung-hae, who was a very famous Korean hero in general.